Now, just like we like a good Zoom game, kids do too. So I did this video on really fun Zoom games for kids. So today I want to get some educational Zoom games out there, and we're all about shaping the future. So today we're going over 7 really fun educational games for kindergarten. Hey fun people, welcome back to Everything Aja. And if you're new here, hey, I'm Aja. We do parenting and teaching the fun way because we're all about shaping the future through fun and education in order to build stronger families, lasting memories, and self-sufficient kids. If you want to join a community dedicated to shaping the future, then do so by liking, subscribing, and clicking the bell. In addition to these really fun Zoom games for kids, today I'm going to give you 7 really fun Zoom games for kindergartners. Now, if you have a preschooler, these games are perfect for them as well, and these games will even help them with kindergarten ready. Now, I divided these 7 games into 5 different categories based on the skill that they were helping develop. The first category we're going to get into is phonemic awareness. The first game you can play on Zoom is a sound scavenger hunt. So what you will do is give the kids a sound, and then they have to go around the house and find an object that begins with that sound.
Find an object that begins with that sound, the sound. So find an object that begins with the sound.
For each object that begins with that sound, that child gets a point. And now, in order to make this educational, each child will share exactly what object it is that they brought back to the camera and if it starts with that sound. This way they're practicing saying the sound and saying the word so that they can make a solid connection between the sound and the word.
Turtle.
Hey, so that's a turtle?
Yeah.
Oh, so what is that?
A timer.
A timer.
For each round, I will set a 60-second timer. This way they get back to you on time. And they can find as many objects as they can that starts with that same beginning sound that you gave them. When the timer goes up, you will simply yell, "Come back!" And they will come back to the screen and share each object.
Find something that begins with
Mouse.
A mouse. So a mouse begins with Good job.
Mug.
Mug. Awesome.
And let's not forget, whoever has the most points at the end of 5 rounds or however many rounds you want to play will win. The next game is a rhyming concentration game. Each child will be given a designated turn order. Now, you as the host will always be turn number 1 because you will control each round of the game. So you will go first, and then you will assign 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, depending on how many people you have on the call, and everybody will have their turn order. Now for each round, you will start by giving 1 word. Everybody will need this beat. Join me. Okay, you get it. Now you can control the difficulty level of the game. If you allow children to use nonsense words, it's a little bit easier. If you wanted to make it challenging, you will say no nonsense words. That means that every word the child says has to be an actual word that you would simply find on the internet. So they can't make up any word.
Cat.
Bat. Bat.
Good.
Then when it makes it all the way back to your turn, you change the word up.
Sad.
Mad.
Good.
Mad.
No, yeah, he already said mad.
You just said that. So we got sad, mad,
Bad.
bad. Good one.
So you wouldn't want to use like xylophone. I mean, what really rhymes with xylophone? Well, microphone, styrofoam. Okay, so maybe there are words that rhyme with xylophone, but you get the point. A kid is out when they can't think of a rhyming word or they take too long to say a rhyming word and their beat is over. The next category is letter recognition. Now for this game, each child will need flashcards, or they can use a sticky note and a pencil and just kind of write the letters. They will just need something in front of them in which they can show and display a letter on their screen. What you would do is state a letter. Each child will try to be the first kid to show up that letter, and then you will give that child a point.
All right, on your mark, get set, F. F. The first person to show me F.
F.
All right, so get that point. Good job.
Now I suggest if you get a letter that stumps the kids a little bit, keep going to that letter, because that means they're struggling. So this way you kind of give them extra practice with identifying that letter. And then you will continue to just say letters, and they'll continue to show their letters, and they'll keep getting points for each letter they show first. And then at the end, whoever has the most points wins. Alright, so our next category is counting. Yes, we're going to help our kindergartners and preschoolers count on Zoom. Now, the first counting game is Counting Simon Says. You guys remember Simon Says, right? Simon says, touch your head. Simon says, touch your arm. Touch your nose. If somebody touches their nose, they are out because Simon didn't say. Does that ring a bell? Okay, hopefully it does. So with Counting Simon Says, each time you tell the kids what to do, you have to give them a number. So you'll have to say, Simon says tap your head 3 times. So they'll go 1, 2, 3, and they have to count out 3. And everybody has to count out loud. This way they're actually kinesthetically working with the numbers because they have to count out loud and they're able to move a little bit. But then if you say do 10 jumping jacks, and you didn't say Simon Says, whoever starts doing jumping jacks loses.
Simon says touch your nose 1 time.
Simon says touch your nose 1 time.
Simon says do 5 jumping jacks.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Simon says turn around 10 times. Jump up and down 12 times. I didn't say Simon Says.
Now the next game is called Let's Count the Clock. And with this game, everybody's working as one big team. Each person will be given a rotation turn, such as first, second, third, fourth, and then everybody will continue to go in that order until the entire team loses. Now this game starts off really easy and then gets really complicated as the time goes on. Each round builds upon each other's. Now I suggest you always starting with the number 1 until kids get more proficient with this game. Then you can kind of start with a higher number such as 5 or 10, but go ahead and start off with 1 in the meantime. And that means during the first person's turn, they will have 60 seconds to find 1 object.
So 1 bottle.
Then the next person has 60 seconds to then go find 2 of something. But they can't use what's already been shown.
Sharpies.
Good, 2 Sharpies.
This game will continue to build. Like I said, it starts off real easy, but by the time you start getting to some of those teens and even those 20s, this game gets really complicated.
Spoons. 1, 2, 3.
4 French fries.
Have 6 masks.
7 letters, magnet letters. That's a good one.
And this helps your children deal with one-on-one correspondence as they're counting objects. It's really fun. They'll use teamwork because they're chanting each other on the screen like, come on, Tommy, you can do it. It really promotes fun and learning.
9 diapers.
9 diapers. Gotta have 10 balls.
Legos.
Ooh, 11 Legos.
I have 12 sight word blocks.
Now, when one person takes longer than 60 seconds, the entire game is over. And then if you want to, you can play all over again and try to beat your high score. Only the next time you play, go ahead and start with somebody different. This way, everybody has a different number to look for. The next category is social and emotional development, and we're gonna do that through pretend play. You know I'm a really big fan of pretend play. And this game is called the Tea Party. And yes, it's for boys too. You can take out tea and just call it the party, okay? And each person will get 5 minutes to run around their house and go dress up as somebody. Anybody at all. Basketball player, a ballerina, but give them a time limit. That way everybody is back on the screens at the same time. I actually did something similar to this for adults in this video. So if you like it for kids, go ahead and check out this video because you might want to do it during your game night. Set a 10-minute timer and everybody gets to go to the tea party or party. Each kid will join the party and they will pretend to be whoever it is that they just dressed up like. And each of the other kids has to figure out who everybody is.
Hello, guys. How was your day?
I spelled fires today.
Ooh.
Once a child figures out who another child is, they will secretly direct message that child. So I can direct message you and say, hey, you're a ballerina, or hey, you're Tiana from Princess and the Frog. And then that person could say yes, and then I would get a point. This way, if other people don't know a particular person, it doesn't give them away. Now, we're dealing with kids who may or may not know how to type yet. So if you don't have an adult to actually sit beside them and help them do the typing, then you can simply change the rule and just allow them to verbally say, hey, you're Tiana from Princess and the Frog. And then they can still be Tiana from Princess and the Frog.
Pennywise.
Are you Pennywise?
Yes. Mickey Mouse girl and cowboy.
He's a firefighter.
And then they will continue to play out the game even if somebody's already shared their character. Now at the end of the timer, if a child has not been guessed and nobody's guessed who they are, they can simply share out loud who they are. So maybe they'll say, I'm a basketball player, I'm Kobe Bryant, whoever it is that they dress like, and everybody will say, oh. And it just builds for lots of giggles and actually helps them with their social and emotional development. Now our last category is reading. Now before we get into our last game, I want to know down below in the comments, what is it that your child is struggling with? Let me help you. This way I know what kind of videos you guys want me to make to help you shape the future. And if you're not a member of the community yet, then make sure you like, subscribe, and click the bell. I've also created an entire playlist that will help you teach your child, so make sure you check that out. Alright, so our last game is called the Comprehension Master. And this game requires you as the adult to be on the call. What you would do is grab a book that none of the kids on the call has read. So you have to be a little creative with this one. And you will read the book. However, you will constantly stop and ask comprehension questions. And these are questions that have already been stated in the book. If you just read, they set off for Rabbit World with Little Rabbit and his red balloon leading the way. Then in a few pages, I would ask, what color was the rabbit's balloon? And then the first kid that says red gets a point. And you will continue to do that as you read the book. And then at the end, go ahead and total up how many points each child got. And they have become the Comprehension Master.
Daddy leaves before I wake up. Daddy drives to work. When his trailer is full, he's ready to drive. Raise your hand so I know who to call. Did Daddy leave before or after he woke up?
Before.
Before, good. So you have 1 point. What does Daddy do for work?
He works at the store.
He's working right now, so what does Daddy do?
He works in the truck.
It's pretty fun. You can even throw in some prediction questions, and then once that comes up in the story, if somebody was right, then they get a point.
So this book is called Drive. And what do you think it's going to be about?
Cars.
What kind of car do you see?
Truck.
The truck, right. So you think it's going to be about truck.
It also helps kids with paying attention, and they're more prone to listen to the details because they want to get a point. Well, don't forget to check out my playlist on ways to teach your kindergartner, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell. I upload fun game videos on Tuesday and educational videos on Thursday. See you later.